Hello everyone, and welcome back. This is the final episode in the series of videos I'm doing on installing Windows 1 through 10 on a single laptop. In this video, I will be installing Windows 8.1 and 10 and put a few final touches. Picking up where we left off in the previous video, I put in the Windows 8.1 DVD and boot from it. I select a custom install and install Windows 8.1 onto the Windows 8.1 logical drive. If this is the first video in this series that you're watching, I highly recommend watching the previous videos first, where I cover everything you need. After a few reboots, Windows 8.1 installs successfully. I personalize things a bit and minimize the amount of spying that happens. Note that I don't connect to the Wi-Fi network for any of the Windows versions that I'm installing. I do this for security reasons. Microsoft doesn't support any versions of Windows except Windows 8.1 and 10, so I may get a virus if I go onto the dangerous internet unprotected. I activate Windows over the telephone, which in modern times equates to filling out an online form on a smartphone. Windows XP, Vista, and 7 have 6 digits in the installation ID. Windows 8.1 and 10 have 7 digits. After successfully activating Windows, I restart the laptop. Then I do it all over again. I use the same product key, but I install Windows 8.1 onto the Windows 10 logical drive this time. This is so that I can upgrade to Windows 10 without needing a Windows 10 product key, which I don't have. Be careful during reboots to reboot into the new installation and not the previous installation of Windows 8.1. I go through the personalization and settings screens and activate Windows again just like before. Now I'm ready to upgrade to Windows 10. I put in the Windows 10 DVD and run the setup. Then I just sit back and let it do its thing. This is probably the easiest install. After disabling as much spying as possible, I check the activation status and make sure Windows 10 is already activated. Now it's too early to celebrate. I need to restore XOSL. This is covered in previous videos, so I will refer you to those for the details. Here I will just show what I do. There's a few steps. I first unhide the DOS partition and mark it active using a partition editor. In my case, I'm using Almay Partition Assistant. Then I boot into it. I select to boot into the previous version of DOS, where I can then restore XOSL. Be sure to pay special attention to the Windows NT serial number and restore it if it gets overwritten by XOSL. After XOSL is restored, everything should work. There may be a chance that things don't, so I cover some of the things I have to do next. If Windows Vista 7, 8.1, or 10 fail to boot, then insert the Windows Vista DVD into the laptop. Boot off of it. There should be a repair your computer option at the bottom left. Clicking it will initiate a startup check. Hopefully, Windows will automatically detect and fix the issue. I click View Details to check that everything makes sense. Then I click Repair and Restart. If you have to do this, then the Windows 7 boot screen will now look like Vista's. To fix that, boot into Windows 7. Run cmd as an administrator. Then run these two commands. Finally, either due to repairing the boot or if you just want to change the order of the boot entries, you can do that using EasyBCD. To do that, I boot into Windows 10. I download EasyBCD and copy it onto a USB drive. I connect the USB drive to the laptop. I install EasyBCD, then I run it. I go through each entry and note any that don't make sense. I remove duplicates and reorder them. Note if any of the entries show not found. If so, then you need to set the drive manually for those entries. Finally, set earlier versions of Windows to boot. This is where the Windows Me 2000 and XP entries will be. Finally, click Save Settings. And we're done. Now would be a good time to make a backup so that I don't lose my precious setup. This is also covered in more detail in a previous video from this series, so I won't elaborate on it here. I'm using Almay Backupper. The main thing is to make a disk backup of the disk exactly the way it is. In some software, there is a sector by sector option you can select. After making a backup, now I put the SSD back into the laptop and can finally screw all the screws back in. The next step would be to install all the Windows updates and the drivers specific to this laptop. I won't cover it here as that probably takes as much if not more time than what I've covered thus far, but I'll leave links in the description. Now let's speed up booting through all the Windows versions installed on this laptop. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or issues, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you plan to do something like this, I wish you the best. It's possible, but it's time consuming, and you need to pay attention to a lot of things, which I outlined in the first video in this series. Thanks for watching.